Good evening. Good evening. Today I will be summarizing chapter 2 of Larry Hurtadu's book, Destroyer of the God, Early Christian Distinctiveness in the Roman World. I chose chapter 2. I chose to do this assignment from chapter 2 because I was intrigued by, I was drawn to how this movement, as Hurtado repeatedly refers to it in his book, how this movement captured or captivated a polytheistic world. In other words, this movement was so distinctive in its nature. Christianity was without a culted image, without shrines, without a priesthood, without sacrifices. It was so appealing in nature. It was so different from other religions that it captivated a polytheistic world. In this book, in chapter 2, Hurtadu's quote the words of he quotes the word of Edwin Judge, who asked. He pretty much said it is hard to see how anyone could seriously have related the phenomenon of Christianity to the practice of religion in the first century sense. He said it's hard to see how anyone could have related the phenomenon of Christianity to the practice of religion. He said in the first century sense. He talks about the practice of religion compared to Christianity. He said he don't see how anyone could have related the two. But he addresses in the beginning of chapter 2 the nature of religion, how a religion is defined, and one of those definitions, he defined religion as a set of beliefs and rituals toward a deity to give meaning to life. He said it's a set of belief or rituals toward a deity to give meanings to life. Hurtado in this book explores the rise of Christianity in a Roman Empire. The author argues that Christianity's success was due to its unique monotheistic beliefs and the devotion of its followers. He examines the challenges faced by early Christians, such as persecution and social ostracism, and how they managed to thrive despite these obstacles. Chapter 2, he also talks about this new kind of faith. He is referring to the emergence of Christianity as a distinct and unique religious movement in the Roman Empire. Christianity introduces several elements that set it apart from other religions. Again, as I stated, no shrines, no altar, no priesthood, no sacrifices, and also no culted image. There was no culted image in Christianity. So it set it apart from other religions at this time. But one of the key aspects of this new kind of faith was its monotheistic belief in one God, to which he says among the particular features that distinguish Christianity from traditional pagan religious practices and from many other new religious movements of the time was the firm insistence that there is only one true and living God. However, in a polytheistic society like the Roman Empire, one where Hurtado describes it as rich and diverse in religious environment in the Roman world, in a polytheistic society like the Roman Empire, where multiple gods were worshipped, the idea of an all-powerful, all-knowing, single God is revolutionary. This monotheistic belief was central to Christianity, and it distinguished it from other religions. However, there were strengths in this book, and one of those strengths were its monotheistic beliefs, the belief in one God. Christianity introduces the concept of one God in a polytheistic society. The belief in one God provides a clear and unified focus for followers, distinguishing Christianity from other religions of that time. This monotheistic belief speaks of its practices. Christianity had a different practice, but not only did Christianity have different practices, but Christianity, God was different. That their God was different. This single God, this one God, this all-powerful and all-knowing God was different. He was a different God. He was first a God without an image. He did not have an image. He was a God without an image, and also he was a God of love, and which Hurtado says inspired the behavior of his followers, which led them to more of a community where they looked out for one another because of this love that was inspired by their God. So their God was different. Early Christianity, this speaks of moral and ethical, the moral and ethical framework of Christianity. So one of the strengths is monotheistic beliefs, and the second strength is moral and ethical framework. A framework which early Christianity emphasized morals and ethics and values such as love, compassion, and justice, and provide strong moral framework for its believers, and it also guides their actions in society. It guided their actions in society. And another strength, I believe, is the personal transformation. Christianity offered the promise of personal transformation and salvation through faith in Jesus Christ. This message resonated with individuals whom the definition that Hurtado uses earlier fit those who are seeking meaning and purpose and redemption in their life. Christianity offer personal transformation through faith in Jesus Christ. A weakness, however, in this book, in this chapter, although I don't really consider it a weakness, but if I had to point out anything, it would be the lack of, not the lack, well, cultural and social and cultural disruption. Early Christians challenged the social and cultural norms of that time, which created tension and resistance from the traditional Jews, the traditional Jews. I said earlier, I talked about how they faced social ostracism. The fact that when that you had those who had become Christian who still had to go home to those who were not Christian. Hanadu talks about this in this chapter. And those, they had to go to their businesses and practices and still live in the communities with those people who were still practicing adultery. And the Christians were instructed to separate themselves or to not take part in any adulterous practices, and which was hard to do. They couldn't just lock themselves in the house because of household gods and deity. This was a pagan environment, and so this was extremely hard to do. And also traditional Jews did not like the fact that these Jews does not acknowledge the traditional God. So there was certainly some cultural and social tension that I would have loved to see him go much deeper with. But again, I enjoyed this reading, this quick summary. I pray that you're blessed by it, and I said something that may be inspiring you to go back and read chapter 2. God bless you.